Perfect. Come on in. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from before we get started. Today we're going to be talking about specifically, um, you're not stuck in love, you're stuck in a pattern. So this might hurt some feelings today. It's going to free some people today. It's going to do a lot. Hey Atlanta, hey DC. Now y'all know I love me some DC. Okay, so what I'm going to speak about specifically is going to be the truth about love and patterns. Hey, South Africa. I'm going to talk about why chasing love pushes it away, and then I'm going to talk about about rewiring your body and your mind for love. Let me preface this by saying this is not about dating. Okay, this is not about dating. It can be applied in the area of dating, but this is not about dating. This is about you, your safety, okay, and your success. Because these are the things that I see women blow when they get any essence of a man in their face, okay, even if it's the wrong type. And because we are in a year of revelation, because if this is your first time joining me, my name is Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist, and everything that I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. And we are in a 9 year, okay? And scripturally, 9 means completeness. It means finality. It means judgment. It means fruitfulness. It means that things are being exposed, which is why you are seeing the things that are happening right now. All these things that are happening are clearly by design. And so a lot of people are missing that. And where a lot of women are messing up is that the word of the year is community, and you are connecting yourself to people who really don't love you and who really don't have your best interest at heart. And I need you to rewire that and get yourself in alignment, because community is going to be necessary in 2025 and beyond. Hear me when I say this, and I say this with all calmness, but with all feeling on the inside of me. There's going to be a great war cry by 2026 in this country because of the things that are happening and going to happen. And you are going to need the proper people around you. And I'm going to explain something to you. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. People shift. See, if you ever want to find out who a person is, all you have to do is put a little pressure on them. And see, a lot of people are going to be feeling the pressure of the things that are coming. And you're going to see a lot of things. You need to see it now. The people that don't belong in your space, you need to get rid of them now. Get rid of them now. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. And how you start that process is rewiring yourself, because it is your energy that called it in. And if you don't recognize that it is your energy and what your role is in calling these type of individuals in and these type of experiences in, you will never heal from the situation. Okay? So again, for those who are just joining me, my name is Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. And what I do specifically is I support my amazing clients who are women leaders. They are results-driven women leaders. And what I mean by that is that these are your cycle breakers. These are your oldest daughters. These are the ones that family put the entire pressure on. These are the ones that get everything done, but seem to get nothing for themselves. They are the least supported. They are the least seen. They are the least heard, but they don't realize that they have silenced their own voices. And so, what I do by helping them burn down their old identities, I help them amplify their magnetism, master their emotions, and this positions them to make more money, to get healthier. And they do all of this by simply aligning with their feminine design. My track record looks like, number one, I am my first client. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. I used to have serious hormonal issues where they diagnosed me with polycystic ovarian syndrome at the age of 20 in 2004, told me I would not be able to do anything without their medication and different things. I had an issue with my cycle for about 21 years where it was irregular and it did not come, right? So when I had my spiritual awakening with the Most High basically alerted me to what I needed to do for myself. And I can tell you, for the last 8 years since that awakening, my cycle has come consistently without miss. What is happening on the inside of your body is you have two clocks, okay? As a woman, you have the circadian clock, which is known as basically your sun clock. And you also have a moon clock, which is known as your cycle clock. And so your cycle clock supports you in how your body functions. And that cycle clock runs on 4 phases. And if you don't understand those 4 phases, you can throw your body out of balance by what you eat and how you stress yourself out, because the womb issues that women are having are coming from generational things that have been passed down, as well as your chemical energy, what you're eating, and your emotional energy, what you are holding. And until you deal with that, you will not be able to free yourself, free your creativity, and so much more. These are the things that I have done, starting with myself first. And I've also done them for other women. The second aspect of what I do of my results is that I have supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, and 6 figures to multi 6 figures, using the very formula that I just got through talking to you about. I support my clients literally in going from 0 to 15K in almost 30 days. It's not so much about the money. I've also supported women in better dating experiences, healing their marriages, one of my clients attracted her fiance. So a lot of my work deals with who you are and are you an energetic match for the things that you are asking yourself for. And most women are not energetic matches for the things that they are asking for. And because of that, they find themselves in these toxic cycles. And I need you to understand that there's power of life and death in the tongue, right? So when it says that and it speaks on that, and you call yourself toxic or you involve yourself in toxic interactions, what happens is that by definition, toxin is a slow poison. So you are slowly poisoning yourself. The more you lay down with a person who is treating you like this and dishonoring you like this and treating your womb like a wasteland, the more you make your womb literally a wasteland. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these comments and these likes. And I want us to stop turning our wombs into wastelands when those things in that womb is actually a wealth creation station. And when you know how to utilize your wealth creation station, there's a phase in your cycle where your brain operates a certain kind of way where you can make more money. You don't understand these things about yourself because you're disconnected from yourself. You don't understand why you're not getting the type of love that you feel like you want because you don't understand yourself. You first have to be loved in order to bring love to you. And so when you understand how to be loved, you realize that you were never lacking love. So you never have to seek it because it always finds you. It always finds you in the form of great friendship. It always finds you in the form of great dating experiences, whether they lead to marriage or not. But when you are not seeking a thing because you are a thing, it will always find you. And that's what you have to understand about yourself. Okay? So welcome, everybody. So again, like I said, we're talking about you're not stuck in love, you're stuck in a pattern. For those who are just now joining, everything I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. It's very important that you understand that being balanced in all of those areas is very key in order for you to thrive on this earth. Because on this earth, you have two choices. You either submit to societal systems that continue to keep you stagnant and make you a slave, or you make a decision to submit to the one that created you, because that's the only way out of the matrix for you to be able to get over these societal systems. See, when you understand your spiritual identity, nobody has their foot on your neck. I don't need to argue about someone treating me a certain kind of way in XYZ. I just need to be in alignment with who I am. And automatically, my spiritual authority is going to allow me to be treated the way I'm supposed to be treated. When you operate from a space of power, then you give powerful results. And no matter who it is and whatever is going on, they can't do anything but respect that, even if they hate you. See, trying to compete with them or convince them or convict them to be on your side or to see you is not going to work. You are going to have to show up as you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hi, lovies. Thank you for these likes and these comments. I really appreciate them. For those who are joining, like I said, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. So let's get into these 3 aspects. Okay. So first and foremost, if you feel like love when it comes down to your life, right? If you feel like love in your life is like a broken record, repeating the same type of disappointment or disappointing cycles, or if you feel like something is just off with you and you just don't get it, it's not luck. It's not any of those things. It's about patterns. It's about patterns. And one of my gifts, all praise to the Most High, is pattern recognition. very strong gift in it, which makes me very skilled at what I do. So until you break these patterns within yourself, you will keep repeating the same things, and love, whatever you feel like it is going to constantly slip through your fingers every time. Hey, Kendra, my love. It's going to like literally slip through your fingers every single time because you won't break the patterns. So let me explain to you a little bit about patterns and how patterns kind of operate, right? Or let's talk about how we get in these toxic cycles of bad relationships over and over again. So, first thing you have to understand is this: you are time, energy, attention, and money. Okay. You are made of these things. So you shouldn't worship these things. You actually should be a proper steward of these things so that you can amplify these things. That's the first thing I need you to understand. So when I say that you are time, you are comprised of two elements of time. We have Kairos time and we have Chronos time. Chronos time is your seconds, your minutes, your hours, your years, right? It's all your all that you counting, your clock you're looking at, right? That is Chronos time, chronological time. When we are looking at Kairos time is your seasons, your ebbs, your flows, your ups, your downs, your highs, your lows. It literally is like a tide, right? So when you steward properly your chronological time by not wasting time, by setting boundaries, by having standards, by having requirements to access your energy, by having rules to engage with you. When you have these things, guess what? You properly steward your time because you prioritize yourself first. And it literally tells you in scripture, before you even think about loving your neighbor, sweetheart, you actually are to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you are not a good representation of love yourself, ding, 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 you're never going to be for anyone else. Romance, friendship, or anything, or any of the all of the above is not going to happen. What you have to understand about love is that it is a frequency. It is a frequency, sweets, and it sits on the same frequency of money. So it's not very surprising when a person that doesn't love themselves or that does not understand love, they can't grasp how they can get money without having to struggle for it. See, most people who think they have to struggle or hustle to get money also believe they have to struggle and go through to have a successful marriage and love. Oops, because that's what they trained you. They trained you that you have to work twice as hard, and you picked that mentality and took it over into your marriage. So you feel like when you are your relationships, or you feel like when you're dealing with certain things and certain people and certain scenarios, that it's okay. You have to go through these struggles. Who told you that? Certain struggles you bring on yourself. See, there is a certain amount of pain that we're going to have in this life, because guess what? People are going to leave our lives, whether they leave our lives in life or in death. People are going to leave us. So pain is inevitable, even though we try to avoid it. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. We try to get ahead of it. We try to control it. See, that's really what women try to do. A lot of times we try to brace ourselves to the pain, especially in scenarios that we know we ain't supposed to be in. What are we? Because we've been doing this for a long time and you just need to tell me what's going on. No, you know that you shouldn't have never been in that scenario in the first place, because what you claim to desire is marriage, and a situationship is not energetically aligned with someone who is marriage minded. So clearly you really can't be marriage minded. So now you want to try to control the outcome. Now you want to try to control the outcome because you need to tell me what's going on right now. No, you need to make the decisions that are best for you. You didn't prioritize yourself in this experience, and now you're trying to protect yourself from what you know you shouldn't have gotten into. See, there is a very fine line between being a victim and being a volunteer for an experience. And when you waste your chronos time not stewarding it properly, guess what? When the seasons are up, you can't even focus on the up seasons. You can't even reap the harvest from the up seasons because you spent so much time wasting time over here. So now you got to heal. Oh, now you got to heal. You stayed in that scenario for 7 years. So guess what? Oh, you need a whole nother year for you to heal. You can't even get to where you seeing all these things happen around you that technically, energetically, you can't even get access to because you weren't prepared, because you was pissing away your time playing with old boy. And you want to blame him for that. And you carry that resentment in your womb that's actually ruining your liver. And when you ruin your liver so much because you carry that resentment, because energetically, emotions are energy in motion. So when you allow that resentment and anger to sit in your liver, It ruins your liver to the point it starts messing with your cycle. And you think your cramps that you having are normal. You think the fact that you have anemia, like that's just so normal. You have stressed the liver out to the max. See, this is why it tells you in scripture not to give anger a foothold. But this is also why scripture tells you to try the spirit by the spirit. Because if you would have took your time, you would have saw that was a fool. And if you prioritize yourself, you wouldn't have even got into that experience. See, we have to understand that when you understand that you are time, you are energy, you are attention, and you are money, you won't waste these things. And you also will realize when you don't recognize that you are these things, society, men, and people in general will play with those things. They will waste your time. They will waste your energy. They will waste your attention. And they will blow your money because you so freely give it away because you're not a good steward of self, because you don't understand that about yourself. So you piss poorly manage yourself, which creates a pattern. So back to understanding patterns and cycles and why we keep being in this type of experience is, now that we have the understanding of time and the two elements of time that you have within yourself, kairos and chronos, now let's break down how you keep repeating this cycle, right? Why you keep being in this pattern. Time is a formula. I don't see time how most people see time. Time very much so is an illusion. But I explained to you how it is Chronos time and there is Kairos time. So the time that we think, a lot of it is just really an illusion. But time is actually a formula based on what I've been able to really figure out. And I'm going to break it down for you. Hey, Lovey. Shalom. Thank you for these gifts and these likes. So if we were to sum up time, time would be cause, effect, pattern, season, equals cycle. Okay. So that is what time is made of. And let me break that down a bit. So let's just use this in the form of weight, right? So let's talk about how shalom means peace. Shalom means peace. Um, so let's talk about how we get in this space of what we cause. Okay. So let's talk about it in the form of weight. So if I was to say, like I said, I used to be 100 pounds heavier. Let me tell you how I became 100 pounds heavier. I didn't grow up as a heavy kid. This all happened when I went off to college, and I basically spent all that time, almost 20 years being that heavy. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into how that happened for the most part. So when I went off to school, my mother always cooked all the time before I left. So I had my own money. I was really greedy. I love food. So I didn't really have any restrictions. I didn't really have any boundaries. I didn't really have any honor for myself and understanding how to take care of myself and how I should prioritize my health and why that's important. So when I went to school, I did what I did. I had money, I was eating, I was doing whatever, and I was eating a lot of processed foods. And so because I was eating so many processed food, which was a shift from me going from my mother's house, that caused something different. So that's the first element of time. This is how I started to change my life and put on 100 pounds right here. Okay. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. So I began to eat processed food, which caused some issues. Because I did that, it had an effect on my body. It threw my body further out of balance. And because of that, it created a new pattern. So we went from time, cause, effect, creating a new pattern. The new pattern was my body started running different from when it was running when it was smaller. So it's the operations are now different. So now we have a new pattern. And I stayed like that for a long time. So guess what? That's a season. And guess what ended up happening? It created a cycle of my life, an unhealthy cycle that really made me sick. Okay? So let's talk about how I got 100 pounds off of me, right? When I realized in my 30s, I didn't want to live like that anymore, then I decided I'm going to do something different. Me choosing to shift my mindset from filling myself up with food to understanding that food is fuel, much like how you put gas in a car. If you complain about putting top level gas in your car and you eat crap, you're really playing yourself, because you value your car, which is constantly depreciating in value, more than you value your own vessel that you are commanded to take care of. Okay. So when I made a decision to see food as fuel instead of filling up, what ended up happening was it caused something. Because I did that, it had a different effect on my body. So my body started to create a new pattern. And when it created a new pattern, and I sat in that pattern for a minute of healthy living, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, when I decided to do that, it created what? A new season in my life, a healthier season in my life, a much glowing season in my life, right? A more radiant season in my life. And that created a new cycle for me. So now I truly love myself. I love my neighbor as I love myself because I'm an example of me loving myself. I'm an example of me loving myself. So that is how I basically collapse time, by simply making a different decision. Time is a formula. Time is going to keep going regardless of what you do. But if you don't cause something different in your scenario, you are going to sit in that same, you're going to have the same effect. You're going to have the same patterns going on. You're going to be these seasons of depression that you think just up and down are literally attached to these things. And this is why you keep repeating the toxic cycles of your life, because you waste time. You waste yourself because you are time. And because you don't understand your value, you are very wasteful with yourself. Because you don't understand self-preservation, you are very wasteful with yourself. And this is why you continue to repeat these patterns. You are not stuck in love. You are stuck in a pattern, beloved. True T. You stuck in a pattern, sweets. And hopefully by the end of this live, you will really, really, really have yourself in a different space. Okay? I have something that'll be able to support you with that, Snow Baby, but I'm going to talk about that later on. I got to get this topic out. So hold that question for me. Okay. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. All right. So we're talking about, I've made it really clear what time is, what patterns are, all that type of stuff. So like I said, here's the hard truth that you need to understand. All right. Or let me just say this. I'm going to expose today the subconscious loops that keep you stuck, in a form of love. Okay. I'm going to talk about why chasing actually repels the very thing that you want, and how rewiring your body and your mind for deep, lasting connection with self first is primary and important. If you ever want to connect with anyone else on a friendship level or beyond, you need to connect, number one, with the one that created you, and number two, you need to connect with yourself. Because here's the thing, the one that created you, that's your deepest relationship. Why is that your deepest relationship? Because you got to go deep within to go get it. And see, a lot of people scared to go within. I don't understand how so many people love scary movies, but you're scared to be alone with your thoughts. That's insane. We need to correct that. Your relationship with your creator has to be your deepest relationship, because that is the one you have to, the only way out is through. And you're going to have to go within the depths of yourself to be able to see yourself and recognize yourself so that you can elevate yourself. Okay? Thank you, my love. All praise to the Most High. So that is your deepest relationship. However, your widest relationship, thank you, my love, for these gifts. Your widest relationship is with yourself. Because you are constantly expansive. You are always growing. You are always evolving. There is always something to learn more about yourself. You should never get enough of you. Y'all be wanting men to be obsessed with you when you're not even obsessed with yourself. You're not even obsessed with making sure that you are where you need to be. If you're not crazy about you, then how is someone else going to come into this? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. We're going to go ahead and get this together. All right? So drop a fire sign in the comments, or a fire emoji in the comments. That's what I meant. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you're ready to break down the truth about loving patterns, why chasing love pushes people away, and all about rewiring your mind and your body, to be able to be in that space. So yeah. All right. I'm excited. All right. So you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Is this the first time you're joining me? So welcome. All right. So wait, I went too far. I'll be having so many notes, y'all. I'll be having amazing. Y'all go so far. All right. So the truth about loving patterns. Thank you for these gifts, these follows, and these likes. Here's a hard truth, okay? And I want us to digest this. All right. You're not attracting what you want. You're attracting what feels familiar to your nervous system. Okay? You're not attracting what you want, baby. Because I know you want marriage. I know you want a really good friend that's not going to betray you. I know you want to be able to do the things that you want. I know you want to build amazing community. Like, I know you want to do these things, but the reason why you're not getting the things you want because you're only attracting what feels familiar to your nervous system. We operate in patterns. We operate according to routine. And as much as we think that we are rebels, you're going to always honor your routine. Your relationships reveal to people your routine, the truth about who you are. Mirror, mirror on the wall. We see you. We see it all. We may not say nothing, but you're seen. And it's okay that you're seen because I need you to see yourself. And when you see yourself, you can free yourself. And it don't matter who see you. You ain't going to give a damn about who see you, baby. Because the thing about it is when you free yourself from the shackles, okay, of the slavery and the thoughts that you have within your own mind, because you can't catch your own thoughts. When you become the master of your own mind instead of allowing your mind to master you, nobody else can put you back in shackles that you freed yourself from. Okay? So you have to understand that about yourself. It's your nervous system. It's a pattern. You're like, oh, I keep attracting the same. It's a pattern. I don't know why this is a pattern. And you have not gotten to the root of the issue, which means you have not gone deep, which means there is a lack in your relationship with the one that created you because it requires you to go deep. Let me tell you something. When you gonna face your mirror one way or another. And I'm trying to put you in position to face your mirror now before you're forced to face your mirror. I was forced to face my mirror. I didn't come into my spiritual awakening and my enlightenment with the Most High, my relationship with the Most High, because I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to get myself together. No, my whole life crashed. Everything I thought I knew, everything I thought I had plans for, everything I thought I was going to do, all died. And it literally died when my best friend died because I was doing all of these things with her. So the rift in that, from doing business together to being best friends to literally, I feel like that's my soul sister. Like people say and speak about soulmates. If I had to describe the relationship between her and I, if you are biblically sound, then you understand the relationship between Jonathan and David and how David often speaks about how Jonathan saved his life. She definitely was the Jonathan, and I'm definitely Dave. I'm the wild one. I'm the wild girl. She was not. I was the wild one, child. She was not. Okay. She didn't do nothing. I did everything. Okay. I was one of them, and I had an anger problem. It was interesting. So in having that experience, I was at the bottom, and I had to look in the mirror, and I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to sit at the bottom or if I was going to come up. But if I was going to come up, I knew a part of me had to die. And that was the patterns that were holding me back. They had to go. I had to be willingly ready to walk away from them and fully trust the one that created me. So the things that I teach you and I'm going to talk about today, specifically as I'm going down, is I want you to grasp it now before you get hit in the face with it later. And we are living in an economic climate, and we are living just in a climate in general to where it's about to get some real pressure going on. Especially if you believe in, what time it is, it's some real pressure going on. And it's a little hard to make decisions or try to figure out you're going to change your mindset when the pressure cooker is on. While you have an opportunity now, I would go ahead and do it now. Because this year and the next, you need to know the people that's in your community. You need to be able to trust the people that's in your community, because you're going to see the savage come out of a lot of people that you think you know. Now is the time for you to be trying the spirit by the spirit and be asking the proper questions. Okay? Hold that question for me, love. I got you towards the end. All right. So let me go ahead and get back into, you're attracting what feels familiar to your nervous system. Okay. If your body has been wired If this has been your experience, abandonment, inconsistency, or struggle during childhood specifically, right? If that is truly has been your experience, that's what love feels like to you. If you had a parent that was going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, relationship patterns can look very in and out, in and out. We can attract partners that are very in and out, in and out. We can attract friends that are very in and out, in and out. Okay? It's because it's what we used to, because we're used to it and it's familiar in our nervous system, we allow it. We allow it and then we complain about it. Why don't you do this? Why don't you go find somebody who actually do that? Instead of trying to make them feel bad for not being what you want them to be, you're trying to control the scenario again. And people don't like to be controlled. When you try to control people, they're going to show you something. You don't want nobody controlling you. So you have to really start looking at the things that are in your life that have contributed to these things: abandonment, inconsistency, struggle. That's what love feels like. And even if this is the crazy part, even if it's the very thing that's keeping you stuck, that's what love feels like to you. As much as you say you hate it, because here's the thing, I hate when you do that. You better understand that love and hate is on the same coin. It's just different sides, baby. It's different sides. See, we live in a world of duality. We live in a world of duality. There is love and there is hate. Same side. I always tell people all the time, this is why I say to women who try to get upset about women hating on them, like, girl, please, I can never be worried about a hater, because the truth is she really loved me. When somebody really hates you, it's really they love you. But the thin line between love and hate is admiration. So the issue at hand is that they actually admired you, or they admired an exalted perception of you. And when that perception failed, they hate you now. That's how quickly they can cancel you for cancel culture. Oh, I love you. That's why I never get caught up in nobody telling me that they love me online or anything like that. I'm never caught up in the compliments, because I don't need my head to be big. I'm here on assignment. And I'm never caught up in the criticisms, because I'm not about to let what you say cripple me, especially if I've been called to do it or say it. That's why I'm never worried about cancel culture. People can cancel you at any minute. You need to understand, when you understand energetics, baby, you're not even tripping. You're not even tripping, sweets, at all. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these comments and these likes. Love and hate, same coin. When you understand that, you know how to move, and you really become unbothered. Truthfully, I'm telling you. Okay, so when we're in a state where our body has been wired for abandonment, inconsistency, and struggle, and I had to do some rewiring because I had these, and so I've done some rewiring in these areas, so I can tell you about it. Okay, so when you find yourself in that space and that's all you keep attracting, what starts to happen with these type of individuals who are in a state of abandonment and inconsistency and struggle is like they take that as a challenge. So you take that as a challenge, you start, well, maybe I do more. So then you start chasing, you start proving, you start overextending, and what that does is deepen the pattern that's within you, because you become so resentful at a point, right? Because you're never going to get what it is that you want, because you're not an energetic match for it, because you are literally trying to play the role. And you ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say. You are trying to play the role of Yeshua. You are trying to play the role of Christ and sacrifice yourself for everyone else and hoping that someone will see you. And that is not your assignment. It was only one person that came down here with that assignment, Buki. And it wasn't you. You weren't meant to be the sacrificial lamb and then turn around and start proving why you the best thing going. You don't see flowers yelling at bees, get over here. I'm the best flower in the garden. I'm the best one you need. You don't see flowers proving their worth to bees. Flowers just sit back and know, baby, I'm gonna get pollinated. I ain't tripping. The right one gonna land and I'm good. Never tripping. It tells you literally in scripture, the birds fly around here every day, not worried about what they gonna eat. They just keep flying. They get up, every morning to sing their song. They don't know where their food coming from. They know they gonna have some though. Yet you let society tell you that all this is going on and all that is going on and how you not gonna have, but then you open your mouth saying you believe in God. Oof. What guy? Which one? Because it can't be the one that supply all your needs according to his riches and glory, because you wouldn't even be talking like that, right? Another thing that you need to understand about this year of 9 that represents completeness, fruitfulness, judgment, and finality. Your belief, if you're really saying that you're a believer, you're going to be tested real heavy. See, the faux belief is going to get brought to the forefront. Because soon as that pressure cook, that heat turn up in that pressure cooker, you're going to really see who the people of God are. You're going to really see, okay? You're going to really see who the people of God are and who are not. So you better recognize doing more does not position you to receive anything. It positions you to be taken advantage of. It positions you to be seen as someone who does not understand their value. And this is not just in a love element. This is also at a 9 to 5. This is why people who work 9 to 5s and they volunteer for doing extra things at work, hoping to be promoted. That's why they play you like that and never promote you. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, and these follows. They don't promote you because they know you're going to let them use you for free. I see, it's the same concept across the board. If women understand how you do one thing is how you do all things, you would really solve a lot of your issue. You won't even ask for more money at the 9 to 5 during the negotiation phase. So I know that you're not having conversations and relationships with people about what it is you really want, because you don't know how to negotiate on your own behalf, your own terms. So you speak in what you value and your worth in relationships, girl, you lying. You lying, baby. You don't know yourself to even do it. So if you're not doing it in a space where you're not being loved, but you actually got to work there, you ain't doing it in the space of love. You're not doing that. Because most of the time, how you do one thing is how you do all things, sweets. So you are overextending and overworking yourself, and you're being used across the board. Your 9 to 5 don't appreciate you. They use you up. Oh, I'll just ask her to do it. She gonna do it. She likes this kind of thing. Whole time you looking for a promotion. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and likes. Whole time you looking for promotion. That's why you're doing it, not realizing that all you have to do is show yourself value, be value, and you'll be promoted. Because guess what? Stop looking for humans to promote you. Baby, I've been in scenarios where people didn't even like me and I got promoted. The person who thought they weren't gonna hire me was not gonna move me up, had to move me up. It's something serious when your enemy gotta move you up. See, that's the type of time I'm on. I ain't kissing your tail. I'm not kissing your behind. I'm not running behind you. I'm not volunteering for anything extra because I understand my value. And when you understand your value, you operate a certain kind of way. So thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And I'm just smiling because I know you don't like me. And I know you didn't think I was going to be in this position. And I know you thought your friend was going to be here. But guess what? Don't play with the Most High. Because what's for me going to always be for me, sweets. Bookie Lou. So, and that's why the ones who do the most get mad at the ones who do the least and still seem like the ones who ain't doing as much win. That's why y'all be complaining about that one girl at the job. She don't never do nothing. Everybody always try to help her. She always crying, baby. She got a strategy. She got a strategy not to let the 9 to 5 stress her out. So she start crying with y'all and y'all start helping her. That is her strategy. You missing the game that get played in front of your face all the time. See, you the one not moving in strategy. You the one that don't understand that life is chess, not checkers. You don't wait till your turn to make a move. You strategize every move you gonna make as the queen, because the queen can move anywhere on the chessboard. But the key thing about the queen is she's always going to be intentional about her move, be strategic about her move, because she know that could be her last move. And y'all don't play like it could be your last move, and that's your problem. Love Florence Shoshin. Love her and love her work. Absolutely love her work. But you don't get it. So that's why you keep doing more. And you get mad at old girl because she ain't doing nothing, but she getting everything you want. Energetics, baby. Energetics. When you understand yourself, it's a little different. Okay? The second thing I need you to understand, why chasing any form of love is going to push it away, whether it's friendship, romantic. And like I said, this is not about dating, though you can apply it to dating. But I need you to really grasp the fact that how you do one thing is how you are doing all things. So you think your love life sucks when in reality your entire life is sucking because you suck in the area of prioritizing yourself. And everybody else can see that but you, which is why they see your value no matter how much you scream. That's why they use you. You don't see your value enough to set the proper boundaries to not let them use you. You think they're supposed to be a good person because you're a good person. You think that life is supposed to be fair because you're fair. Good luck. Better use discernment, better use wisdom, better use strategy, better understand where you at. I don't know why people do this. I'm a good person. You a sucker. Y'all can say a lot of stuff about the Messiah that came down here and died. The Messiah was no sucker though. Standing 10 toes down, even with his own parents. Baby, they lost him. They came back. They like, where he was at. We was looking for you. And they like, your mama and your dad. Who was my mother and who was my father? I'm doing the work. Wasn't no sucker at all. Chose peace. Chose peace the majority of the time. And when it wasn't peaceful, was knocking over tables. Where y'all get being a sucker came from that has to do with Yeshua? Like, where did that come from? You know how hard it is to stand on business in a world of people who's trying to get you to do something different? Y'all think that's a sucker? Y'all think that gave you y'all turn the other cheek at somebody you really don't slap some? Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, and it even talked about, y'all think that the Messiah was out here healing everybody? Baby, it's the whole time where it talked about how he healed one person. Everybody and mama want to come and try to get healed. You know what he did? I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. You can read all throughout the Bible, but my strong recommendation is for you to get the Ethiopian Bible. You can find it on Amazon. You can read all about it. All about it. Okay? So ain't nobody told y'all to be no sucker. Stop lying on God. Stop lying on the Most High. Because it's not true. The Most High even told you not how to deal with people. To even shake the dust with people and be done with folks. It's not the Christian thing to do. So I'm trying. Y'all better read y'all scripture. Better read. Read and get understanding. Because you are not here to fool with everybody and take on everybody's project. I don't know why you thought that. No, ma'am. This is why chasing love pushes you away. Okay. So magnetism is all about pulling things toward you. And so when you think about the scripture, when it says, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he, right? We're talking about thinking, so a man thinking in his heart, so is he. We're talking about the subconscious mind, the depths of your thoughts. So feelings and emotions and all those things, that's right brain energy. Okay. So we're talking about what you think about yourself, what you truly feel about yourself. That is a vibrational state. Okay. Your heart is a natural vibration. It beats. Though it may be silent to your ear, it is not silent to what is actually happening all around you. Just as like there are many things that we cannot see to our eye, human eye, that is around us. So energetically, your heart is sending out a vibration. People hear that vibration and they're coming. Much like you came into this live. They hear that vibration and they come. Now, who I choose to engage with that come my way reveals to me and reveals externally what I really feel and think about myself. So if I see a woman who chooses a partner or person in their life who disrespects them, whether it's a friend, even if it's a family member, they allow them to disrespect them and dishonor them and disregard them. What that lets me know is that person disrespects themselves in private, disregards themselves in private. Okay. All of these things are very clear to me because this person is a reflection in your mirror, just a different angle that everybody can't see. And mirror, mirror on the wall. You telling us your business. You telling us all. So the people who have gifts who can see We see you. We see you. So we don't believe you when you say you love yourself because we see you. We don't believe you when you say that you respect yourself because we see you. And if the seers can see you that are working in the glory of the Most High, do you not think that demonic forces can't see you? And this is why you keep being a narcissist prey? Ding, 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 ding. They see you got a big heart with no boundaries. They see you want to give so much. I'm not going to leave you like the rest of them. You better find out why the rest of them left it. Thinking that, and I want women to understand this because we have this really bad. Thinking that you are the exception is only going to prove that you are, in all actuality, not the exception. See, you think because he treated everyone else this way, and you're the one that has the gold star right now, that you're the one. Yeah, I would never be treated like this. I would never, this would never be like this. Hmm. Tell me more. Tell me more. Because your tests are derived from the things that you say. Okay? They derived from what you say. So you think that you're better and that's your problem. Nobody is above the program, sweetheart. Nobody, see, that's the thing. Nobody is above the program. And when I say nobody is above the program, nobody is above the programming within you. You're not even above your own programming because you ain't even rewired yourself or reprogrammed your mind for something different. You're still running off the same energy and programming from childhood, which is why you keep repeating the scenario. But you think you're better than your mama because you got a degree. You think you're better than your mama because you've gotten more education and more experiences, but in reality, you ain't doing nothing but being an elevated version of what she was doing, just in a different way. You think you an apple coming from a lemon tree? Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Because if it's still an apple tree, now you could position yourself, it could possibly be a different kind of apple, but you an apple, sweetie. And when we squeeze you a little bit, that what's in you gonna come out of you. That's why you can't hide. There's not a secret of the soul that the behavior is not ever going to reveal, baby. You always gonna tell on you, and somebody gonna always see you, despite how much you think you can hide. We see your slip. So when you understand that whatever you entertain is this confirms the story that you're telling yourself because your energy called that in, and your energy is gonna call in a lot of things. Let me tell you something. I have a very warm I understand this about myself. The energy that I have and I possess when I walk into rooms, when I speak to people, it's a very warm, but it's a very powerful energy. And I don't even, before I even have to speak, it just, my essence says that and commands that. I understand it about myself. People either love being around me because they truly want to grow, or people hate being around me because they know they're going to get exposed. And I'm good with both of those. Because you're going to have to reveal yourself to me if you want to get close to me, because it's not going to happen. And you might want to reveal yourself to me before I ask the one that created both of us, because I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. So when I understand I have that energy, right? If I operate from a space of power, people who are attracted to power, people who desire power, people who want to abuse power, I am going to call forth all of those things because guess what? They like power. And what is exuding is power. Now, they have no idea what the source of that power is. And of course, the source of that power for me is Luke 17:21. I have the kingdom of heaven within me. It is not anything that I am doing at all. It's actually not very much me. I am just the vessel. That's it. So, because of that kingdom of heaven within me, guess what? Some people want to come in and abuse their power. Some people want to come in and break their power. Some people want to come in and do all kinds of things. It is up to me to assess and to qualify who gets to come into my life experience. I don't have an open door policy. I don't, because what I entertain is a reflection of how I view myself. And I view myself very highly, very valuable. So if I don't see that with you, if I don't see you adding more value, if I don't see, we're not doing it. For what? Why would I do that? We need to think about these things. So magnetism is what you are calling forth into your life. And whatever you call forth into your life, it is going to magnify whatever has been manifested. Whatever you have called into your experience is going to magnify. This is why you hear people say things like, if this happened before the marriage, it's really going to be happening when you get married. That's what they're talking about when they say that, because things intensify. Once you magnetize it, it magnifies whatever has been manifested in that experience. And you're not going to be able to hide from it, sweets. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Magnetism is about pulling things towards you. Chasing is about forcing things. Okay? The more you chase something, the more you reinforce to yourself and to the other party involved, whether it's a friend or whatever. What message you send is that you receive and you send at the same time is that love. And I want to make sure I say this in a way that's really, really clear. You have the mindset that love is something that you are supposed to earn, okay? Instead of something that naturally flows to you. So when you start chasing people, you tell them that I'm going to work for you for free. And you are sending a message to yourself saying, this is how I get people to love me, to like me. I work for them for free. This is why I do this at my 9 to 5. I do this in my relationship. I do this in my friendships. I do this with my parents. I have no boundaries. And I'm wondering why people keep doing what they're doing to me. It's because you're trying to chase a feeling. You're trying to chase appreciation. Okay? I need a one-on-one. Send me a link. Send me a DM and I'll send you a link for a one-on-one. But that's really what's happening in that space. You're hoping that you're chasing an outcome. You're chasing a feeling, truthfully. You're chasing to be seen. You're chasing to be heard. You're chasing for someone to support you. But the problem is you don't see yourself. You don't hear yourself. You don't know yourself. So you can't support yourself, which is why you're trying to outsource these things. Okay? She said, oh my God, I just said these things in my mind. I need a one-on-one. Come on in, shoot me a DM and I'm gonna shoot you a link for one-on-ones. All my one-on-ones you can get with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. But the thing is, because you don't see yourself, you don't support yourself, you don't give yourself these things, you can't reflect or you can't receive that because you don't reflect that. You're not an energetic match. Why do the women who come to work with me get such great results? Number one, because I support them in becoming energetic matches for what they say they want. You cannot say you want $100,000 or a six-figure business and you're not willing to show up consistently and market and speak and talk your gift and share with the world and create impact so that you can get income. You're not serious. You're not an energetic match for that. You cannot say that you are wanting a healthy masculine partner when you are operating from a space of your left brain all the time, which is basically wounded feminine, showing up in the form of masculine. Hyper independence is a form of a feminine wound. You have been wounded by the men in your experience, whether that was daddy, uncle, grandpa, whoever the case may be. They didn't show up. They didn't see you. They weren't consistent. And because of that, you had to struggle. And because of those struggles, you've been disappointed. And you're not going to be disappointed anymore. So guess what you're going to do? Take care of everything. But how did you get what you wanted? How is taking care of everything working out for you? Do you have everything you need? No, because you realize you need other people, don't you? It's going to require a bit of vulnerability, isn't it? vulnerability is going to require a deep level of honesty with yourself. I can't do it on my own. I don't want to do it on my own. I'm tired of doing it on my own, but I'm used to people disappointing me, and I need help discerning people who won't disappoint me. I need help not wasting my own time and disappointing myself, because those two things are both happening. You disappointing yourself, and you are providing space for, and other people are disappointing you. That's the reality. But trying to chase it and trying to force it and try to complain to them about it is not going to make them correct it at all. If you want to receive something, you have to be it first. So many women talk about not having friends. Are you a friend? And being a friend can be very subjective to many, right? So, are you a friend? Are you a friend to yourself? What do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? You calling yourself stupid? I can't believe you did this again. So stupid. That's how you talk to yourself? That's not friendship. That's not love. That's not honoring self. That's destroying self. It's giving you've become your own enemy, and the enemies come to steal, kill, and destroy. Oops, you right on target. You right on brand. That verse, when it talks about it in John 10:10, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The issue at hand is that y'all think the enemy is, oh, it's the devil, it's the devil, it's the devil. The devil don't do nothing but put exactly what you want in front of you and watch what you're gonna do for it. How about that? You're gonna shake some for it, you're gonna compromise them the morals for it, you're gonna cross this person for it. Let me see what you're gonna for. It's right here. And the minute you cross yourself is the minute you become your own enemy. See, the enemy no longer exists. It is now you. And you steal your own joy. You kill your own confidence. You self-destruct. And if you self-destruct, that means you don't complete the mission. And if you don't complete the mission, it means that you miss the mark. And to miss the mark means to sin. So imagine thinking that you spent your entire life being sinless, only to not meet your assignment and to realize that that was sin. Because you came here for a reason. You didn't come here you came here for a reason. And you missed the target because you were focused on something else, somebody else, outsourcing your love, your support, and being seen. You're trying to outsource that experience when you first have to be these things in order to receive these things. And the feminine was designed to receive. So if you're not receiving, you in the wrong position. You out of alignment. Feminine women always receive. Always. It's in our design. So if it's not happening for you, it is because you yourself are not receptive. And some of us can't receive things because you got something in your hand too tight that you're holding on to that you think that is so valuable, when in reality, it is bringing you down. You are on your way to self-destruct and you don't even know it. The more you chase or force something, like I said, the more you reinforce the message to the other party and to yourself that love is something that I'm chasing and I'm working for free. And please be my employer is what you're saying to the other one. So the other one's saying, yeah, of course I want a slave. Why not? That's what they're saying. Of course I want to do, girl. Why not? You volunteering. And you going to do all that? All right. And then the minute they don't do what you want them to do, you want to get upset with them and say, I did all these things. And the first thing they say to you is that I ain't asked you for all that. Then you want to be, but you took it though. Who would? Who wouldn't take? I wouldn't take it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I promise I go to the mall, I see that Asian man out there handing out that chicken, and y'all still be going to get that chicken out his hand. Ain't finna buy nobody's Chinese food. But y'all going over there getting that chicken though for free. I see y'all in the stores. I wouldn't take it if it's just for free. Some people take stuff just because it is free. Just because you think you operate that way and you say you operate, the majority of people don't operate like that. So if you give yourself up, expect to be taken. Expect that. Because that is what that is. And we have to start being really, really honest about that. Women who value themselves at a high level emotionally, women who are secure in that area, they don't chase things. I don't chase anything. I don't chase a client because I'm just keep it real with you. The Most High is my supply. Whether a client never pays me or anything, what I know for sure is that the Most High is my supply. So I don't depend on client payments. I don't depend on any of those things. I depend on the Most High because that is my supply. So what I do is I show up as myself, doing what I'm supposed to do. And the people who resonate with it, the Most High uses them. And they end up pouring into this space. Not because I'm seeking them and I'm chasing them. See, I'll be chasing the outcome. I don't chase money. I don't do that. I've heard you talk. When have you ever heard me talk about the universe? When? Because I only talk about the universe in one way. And let me clarify that too for anyone who's confused. The universe is an algorithm that was created by the Most High God. Okay? That algorithm is the largest responder of all things. That algorithm mimics the social media algorithm, and all other algorithms were created to mimic how the universe operates. I don't give the universe any power, any glory, because again, it is the creation of the one that created everything. So I don't really give that power. What I recognize is that that is a powerful tool. And whatever you sow into that universal algorithm will be returned unto you in a multitude of ways. So that is how I acknowledge that. But I don't acknowledge the universe in that type of space. I understand the universe has a responsibility, just like we do. So you hear me speak about it, you'll hear me speak about it in that type of space. You won't ever hear me speaking about it, giving it glory, because it is nothing but another creation, just like myself. And I don't praise creations. I don't praise creations, because if you are a creation of the creator, it doesn't really make sense for me to worship you, which is why I also don't worship people, men, celebrities, none of that other foolishness. You are a creation just like me, sweets. What I look like. But yes, so when you hear me speak about things, that is what I'm speaking of. But you won't ever hear me give a creation praise. It just doesn't make sense to me. So when I'm speaking about God, is it like a man in the sky with the second coming of Christ? First and foremost, I'll say this: there's only to me one God, the Most High God, and that is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that is just for me. And when I'm speaking about Christ, and I won't get into the whole second coming and aspect of that, but when I speak of Christ, also let me be very clear: Christ does not mean Christianity for me. Because if we were being truthful and we were really looking at and we were being scholarly and we really were looking at what it says, Christ would not be a part of modern day Christianity at all, would not ever have been any part of Christianity at all, because Christianity is not really Christ. Because if that was the case, then people would really live like Christ, and people don't. And there are things in Christianity that go against what Christ said. And Christ always simply said to always obey the commandments. So when you hear me speak about the Most High, you hear me speak as a believer. You hear me speak as understanding that Yeshua came as the example for us all and died for us and showed us that. So absolutely, that is what I'm speaking on. But Christianity, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, darling. Right. So, yeah. But oh, no problem. No problem. I'm glad that you asked, so I can make that clear. And I normally would be like, well, wait on 1 second, but in that scenario, the Holy Spirit was like, no, let's go ahead and have this conversation right now. And that's just for anybody who's confused. So on where I stand. So but yeah. So back to what I was saying, women who value themselves at a high level, women who are emotionally secure, these women, our energy, the energy speaks before they even do. And you'll hear me talk about this a lot. These women don't have to convince These women don't have to prove, and these women don't settle either. That's the thing that's very, very vital that women have to understand. When it says that the energy, when I'm saying that the energy speaks before the women do, when you walk into a room, people should, and this is just my methodology, and I teach this to my clients. Sensuality is a very lost art. And the feminine is very sensual. And people tend to confuse sensual with sexual. Both of them have their place. But when I'm speaking about femininity, we're speaking about the art of sensuality, right? So when you walk into a room, people should feel you first. You shouldn't walk into the room, hey y'all, why are we doing this? You want them to hear you first? You want them to hear you first? Mm-mm. I'll give you a perfect scenario. I had a tire issue. I had to go into a tire shop. Anytime I have to go, and this is just me, you do what you want. I'm a dressed girl anyway. So 9 times out of 10, I got on the dress. Because what I have noticed just in my life in general, I am treated differently when I have on dresses. I'm treated more delicately. I am treated like a flower. That's just my experience. Okay. So I am going to the tire shop. I go into the tire shop. I have on a dress. I have on heels. I walk in. I don't say a word. I just walk in and I look. And the room stopped. I made eye contact with one man. He immediately came to me. How can I help you? Wait, first, can you sit right here? Do you need to sit? Because how can I help you? I love being a woman because I'm going to pull you into my energy first. Okay. You're going to come to me. You're going to smell my essence, my scent, because every woman should have a signature scent, in my opinion. This is me. You're going to smell my scent. You're going to see me smile. And last thing is you're going to hear my voice. So, baby, I done pulled you in so deep and ain't even said a word. Good evening and good night. Y'all don't know Esther like y'all need to know. Y'all don't know the women in scripture that how they use feminine. Y'all don't know y'all don't know like y'all need to know. Esther stopped the whole war by just getting herself together and operating from a space of high level sensuality. To the point to where the king was like, what will you have? What can I do for you? What is it that you desire? She made him wait for it too before she really started telling and basically saved her people, saved the people. And she was scared. She was scared at first, but she made a decision to stand in her spiritual authority and she stopped being afraid. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Okay. And because she stood in her femininity, baby, she saved her people. Y'all think y'all got to come in the room and start talking. You don't have to convince. You don't have to prove. You don't have to settle. Sometimes you just have to just be. Some of you are so used to doing that you just don't know how to be. Therefore, because you don't know how to be, you don't know how to receive because you receive at the level in which you are. Mm. And if you are that girl, it leaves clues. There's evidence. And people recognize that you are that girl and they treat you as such. They approach you as stuff. They are careful with you. Understand the difference between people treating you like Mother Earth, where they want you to cultivate and dig up everything and nurture them, versus people who want to treat you delicately like a flower. That ain't the same type. The motive's a little different on those type of individuals. Okay? So you have to understand your value and understand yourself in that space, because chasing things is going to push things further and further and further and further away from you. If you ever want to lose something, all you have to do is obsess about it. That's it. I want you to think about it. Who's ever had somebody chase them, and the more they did, it seems like the less attractive they become? Y'all know that dude, the one dude that y'all don't like, the one you call on when the other dude ain't doing right because you just need to feel you use him as your emotional support dog. He'll do anything for you, but you don't like him. He ain't attractive. He ain't this. He ain't that. But you keep him around your yeah. You keep him around your little back pocket. And it's like the more you do, he do for you, the less you like, I don't like him though. He's so nice and he do this and I don't like him. It's the same thing with you. That what he's saying about your dope, but that was the boy you trying to chase. The dude you trying to chase. That what he's saying about you. That's what he's telling his own boys. I mean, she cool, but hold on. What's that boy name? Now I'm not really too much in the hip hop when it comes on this. But what that boy name that was in jail? And he turned around and told dude on the phone, man, she just loved me too much. She a good girl, but she loved me too much. After she done waited on you doing the stint. Now I don't recommend nobody waiting on nobody doing no stint. That is foolishness. That's a whole nother conversation. But that man, it was public that that girl was waiting on him to come to the house from jail. And he done got on the phone on the World Wide Web and basically said, oh, you know, she good, but she loved me too much, baby. See, that make you want to, but you can't do that because who told you to wait? Who at fault here? See, now we're going, who's at fault? Is it him for being him? Because I feel like she knew who he was before he even went up in there. Let's start there. Number one. Or is it her for waiting? Is it her for not putting herself first? Is it her for not prioritizing herself? Is it her for putting her life on hold? I'm hearing women in the comments, he wrong. She stayed and did this. Let me tell you something. One thing about them, you better not go to jail. You better not go to jail as a woman and you think that man. Oh my God, fix it. Oh my God. You better not think he finna wait on you. I mean, I'm just trying to make it make sense now. Make it make sense. And exactly, let me tell you something. Yep, and she's beautiful and talented too. It's the beautiful and talented ones that get played the most because they play themselves, and nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. Whichever line you fit in line, you better get in line so you can get out of line. Recognize the line you was in and get your butt out of line. Because can't nobody play you in 2025. Nobody. Nobody. You really never could be played. Truthfully. Because you always had you always had the God-given gift within you that would warn you, that would let you know what's going on. But no, you don't want to listen. But hey, do what you want to do. The reason why these people who do everything for everybody become less attractive to the person that they're trying to prove their love to or their value to, because that's really what you're doing. You're really proving your worth. You're auditioning and you're proving your worth through acts. That's really what's happening. You acts of service. I hate when I be watching Pop the Balloon because my sister started me watching it and I watch it from like a narrative psychological perspective. And I hate when I see it and women come on there and they ask them, what's your love language? The first thing come out their mouth, acts of service. Baby, if you ain't told nobody you gonna do, if you ain't just told the entire world that you a do girl, you gonna do anything. You gonna do anything. I just like to serve. Please stop pissing me off. Why are we doing this? Why? Why? Just tell me about yourself. Well, I'm this, and then I'm a mom. That's your identity. Hey, my loves. That's your identity. Your job and the fact that you're a mom. You just told that to a man who don't have a job, who ain't finna get a job, who also has predatory nature, and you just told him that you got kids. Don't piss me off. Because I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes we give predators the ammo to make us prey because we do not prioritize ourselves and we do not understand ourselves. You put yourself in danger. And 2025 ain't the year for that. 2025 ain't the year for that. The scammers and the savages is out, and it tells you in Revelations 3 and 11, you better hold tight to your crown, hold tight to your consciousness, hold tight to your mind because they're trying to take it. You are out there positioning yourself to be prey. Don't piss me off with this because it really makes me so mad. And then you want to turn around and be like somebody did something to you. Stop giving people the ammo and wondering why you get shot and why you're struggling and why you can't get up. At some point, it got to stop. Seriously. Because this is not the time for that. This is not the time for the foolishness. It's really not. It's not time for you to be having people in your life experience who literally are preying on you and you have no idea. This is why you are told to try the spirit by the spirit. Okay? You got to understand this about yourself. Thank you, my love. All praises to the Most High. You have to understand your value so you can stop positioning yourself to be played. It's bigger than just you. And then you want to bring children into that. Your baby is sitting in a circle of water. Water holds memory, every vibration, everything you say, everything you do during that 9-month period. That baby is picking up what you're putting down on top of what's already in there that you ain't cleared out. See, I get real pissed off when it come down to children. Because one, I've reared a whole bunch of them. Two, I worked in the Department of Children's Services. So in a real serious, horrible, worst department ever. So I saw a multitude of things, and it pissed me off when you position children for things that they didn't ask for due to your poor decision making. You cannot keep doing this to your lineage. At some point, it has to stop. Let it stop with you. Let it stop with you. Because again, the reason why you become less attractive to things you are chasing and people you are chasing is because urgency means like, I need to get this money by tomorrow. I need to get this money by tomorrow. I need you to make this decision today. I need you to make this decision today. Feminine women don't rush. And feminine women don't force. And feminine women are not forced to make decisions or choices at the drop of a hat because feminine women lean in to the kingdom of heaven within before they make their decisions because they seek ye first the kingdom of heaven because they know everything else is going to be added to them. They seek first to see if that's an alignment first. So when they're telling you, they're trying to present you with a contract saying, if you don't sign it now, we don't know if the offer is going to do that. What they're doing is playing on your fear, that fear of missing out, and you falling for it every time. Every time. And if you're falling for fear of missing out at your 9 to 5, you can't tell me that you ain't falling for fear of missing out when that man give you an ultimatum and asks you to do something that you know ethically and morally and spiritually it goes against everything that you want to do. And he tell you that if you don't do this, this the only way for y'all to be together, and you actually violate yourself and do it, child. See, that's how women end up on Snapped. You want the truth? You want the truth? See, the reason why the women end up on Snap is because they end up becoming so engulfed with everything that's going on because they didn't cut it at the root. See, my mom always told me, baby, you let somebody take an inch, they're going to take a mile, and what you're not going to run on me is a mile. Because I'm going to cut you at that inch. Because I keep my grass cut because I like to be able to see what's in my grass, even if it's a snake. So, please wake up and understand what exactly is happening. Your urgency screams lack. Your urgency means it screams desperation. Your urgency means I need to stop because why are you rushing me, baby? I love when men try to rush me. Oh my God. I'm going to slow all the way down. Because who you playing with? I need this. Oh, okay. I had a man tell me one time, I said, well, he was trying to get me to go out with him. I said, well, this is what I have. These are the days that I'm available that week. Right? And he says, well, I'm not available any of those days. So this is the only day I got. So, I mean, you want to do this or what? And I said, I don't. Just like that with a smile, I don't. Ego. Egg on the face. I ain't one of them. I ain't one of them. You must ain't heard what Gucci said, baby. One of y'all leave, you like a bus. It's another one of y'all coming. I'm never lacking. I'm a flower. Bees always gonna find me, sweets. You can't corner me. You can't push me. You can't pull me. I gotta wanna move. I gotta wanna move. And if I don't wanna move, she don't move. And if you're not comfortable, you should not go. And stand on that. Anybody that's trying to force you into something is trying to attach themselves to you. Because let me tell you something, the difference between relationships and attachments is this, and don't you ever forget it. And I love the fact that you were 18 on this live, but remember this if you remember nothing else when you connect with other people, okay? The difference between an attachment and a relationship is that a relationship means that you actually relate, you actually connect over something. An attachment is something that is forced. And when people want to try to force themselves onto you, they want something to you. They have a control. They're trying to control the outcome of what they want. Don't ever allow anyone to force anything onto you or to force you to do anything, because as an attachment, and what you have to understand is that you are not dealing with human beings, you are dealing with spirits and principalities. So what is so valuable in you that this spirit or principality that is in this person is trying to force its way into your life, force its way into your experience? That don't sound safe. Because why you gotta force me if it's good? Why I can't let my lawyer look at the contract if it's good? Why I can't take 24 hours to think about it if it's good? You're not dealing with people, baby. You're dealing with principalities. Be careful of the things that want to force themselves onto you, especially when you are young, because they want your youthful life force energy. Because it is very valuable. And the problem is when women don't understand that it's extremely valuable, you allow people to drain it, systems to drain it, people to drain it, because they see that you don't see your value. Keep your boundaries. Make sure that you have requirements to access your energy. Do you understand what I'm telling you at 18? Make sure that you have rules to engage with you and to stay engaged with you. And when people break the rules, we put them out. I want you to think about your heart is the club. It's the best club in town. It's the best place to ever be. I'm talking about people flying from all over the world to come to your heart, known as the club, right? And I want you to think about this and say, when you have somebody, you are the person standing outside checking ID, making sure they are who they say they are, making sure they understand how to act when they run it and they come into your establishment. Until you have that set up, keep them outside. I don't really care about nobody arguing outside the club. And arguing outside the club will be things like calling you names, calling you childish, calling you entitled, calling you things to try to make you come off your square. But don't you dare come off your throne. I don't care what they say. You keep your standards, you keep your requirements, and you deny access. Because feminine women should always be able to release, receive, and reject. Point blank, period. And with you being 18, my youngest client that I've ever had was 19. I love when 18 and 19 come my way, because I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get you right. Okay. I'm looking at the comments, especially when you have magnetic energy. Absolutely. And the person has nothing going for themselves. Absolutely. Some people so poor, all they got is money. Some people are so poor that all they have is money. Money is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. You can look that up on Google. It has no actual backing to it. And in a minute, they're going to ditch the dollar. Do you understand what I'm telling you? This is why you don't do anything for money. You understand that you are the actual value that actually creates money. So never be impressed or implored by money. Child. And yes, they will drain you, hit the nail on the head. Okay. So let me go ahead and finish this, y'all, because y'all know y'all like to get me off track. Come on, blame y'all. I'm just playing. So we talked about the first aspect of it, which was the truth about love and patterns. And we also talked about why chasing love pushes it away. Okay. Now we're going to get into the space about rewiring your body and your mind for love. Okay. Praise the Most High. Thank you for sharing that. So I know you're probably asking, okay, if chasing doesn't work, and your patterns are running the show, then how do I actually shift that? What do I actually do? Okay. This is very important. What I'm about to teach you is how to position yourself to obey Proverbs 4 and 23. Okay. Which is to guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life. Stop playing with your heart. Stop playing with your heart. Stop playing with your heart. It's not a game. It's not a coincidence that the Most High tells you in Scripture to guard your heart above everything else. Okay? Because from it flows life. You can take your own life by continuing to allow yourself to be in scenarios and situations that break your heart. Okay? So, what's the first thing that you do? Safety first. Number one, your nervous system needs to feel safe in love before it can actually hold it. I know you may not like that, but that's the truth. Your nervous system has to feel safe, okay, in love, meaning that it's safe in love, meaning that there is love in the body. There is an environment of love spiritually, mentally, emotionally, okay, so that it can manifest physically for you. You have to set the tone in those three areas for yourself first because it is primary and is extremely important. All right. If you are always in fight or flight, thank you, my love, for these gifts and these comments. If you're always in fight or flight, you will always sabotage every connection that you crave. This is why when the one person comes around you and they seem boring, you confused. Because to you, your nervous system not doing this. So to you, that's not love. And then you got the nerve to be like, I just want some passion. Girl, it's a difference between passion and what you doing, what you into. That ain't the same. That ain't the same. Okay? It's the nervous system doing this that you are used to. And so the thing is now, if you don't rewire that, you're going to find yourself in a space where you're struggling. This is why emotional regulation is key. One of the key things that I teach women is how to master their emotions. How do you achieve emotional mastery? Emotional awareness, okay? Emotional emotional regulation, emotional intelligence. Those are the things I teach women how to master because a woman who can master her emotions is a woman that's really ready to manage her life. This is the woman who's ready for the life she wants. She's ready for the healthy marriage. She's ready for the 6-figure, 7-figure business. She's ready for these things because she's an energetic match for these things. All right. So, again, this is why emotional regulation is very key because your nervous system needs to feel safe in love before it can hold any form of love. That's first. Okay. So I need you to ask yourself, do you notice you shutting down or over explaining yourself to someone? If so, that's your nervous system at work. Over explaining is a sign that you are in fight or flight because there is some kind of fear or something behind it. This is what happens with little kids when you think about children. Did you eat that cookie? Well, I was in the kitchen and I had climbed up and then I had seen the cookies and I was thinking to myself that I wasn't going to have none. And then I had over explaining out of fear because you know you didn't ate that cookie. Over explaining out of fear because you're scared of the response that's going to come with, I ate that cookie. Never thought about it that way, did you? Yep. Over explaining is a sign that your nervous system is a wreck. You in fight or flight. You don't want to look like the bad person. You don't want to get in trouble. Who we getting in trouble with at this big age? Who we scared of at this big age? Who gon' Oh, okay. That's your nervous system at work. FYI. Number two, stop over giving and start receiving. Okay. Magnetic women receive, okay? They don't rush to prove. Um, they allow space for connection to form. If you're always doing, you're in your masculine energy. And that blocks the polarity needed for attraction. Let me put you on game. You really need to study and understand the law of polarity. Oh my goodness. Wow. She said, I literally thought I had cancer from being there. Wow. Oof. I'm telling you, it really can go deep. When you understand the law of polarity, you understand there's north and south, there's east and west, there's good and evil, there's right and wrong, right? There's those things. There's female and male, there's masculine and feminine. Whatever energy you are dominant in, the opposite is the partner you're going to attract. So if you keep attracting men, and let's go ahead and get into it. If you keep attracting men who always want you to take care of them, that's their plight. That's because they see that you take care of everybody else. And you are an energetic match for that because that is what you do on a regular. You take care of everybody else but yourself. I'm a great mother. Are you great to yourself? It's all about that. Don't tell me how good you are to your children. Don't tell me how good you are to your mama. Don't tell me how good you are to men. How about you tell me about you? Let's talk about that. Let's have a meeting about that. Okay? When you are constantly in your masculine energy, you're going to attract a feminine complement. The feminine complement wants to be. The feminine is much. Y'all be saying, I just want to relax in my feminine. That's what they come to do. Because apparently you providing the structure, you doing everything, you providing the order, you everybody's person, you this, you that, you trying to help everybody. He like, help me. He like, help me too. Because that's really what y'all saying when you be talking to me. I just need help. That's what they saying to you because you're the masculine one. You got your life in order. Line, when you think about a line, give me a couple of, when you think about a line, okay, in general, whether it's standing in a line or a straight line, what are some things and put in the comments for me, what are some things you think about when you think about a line, right? If you see people standing in a line, I see them, for me, I see them standing in order. I see them standing in a structure. I see them standing in that I see order, I see structure, I see absolutely, right? Here's the thing, path as in direction. Why do you think why do you think why do you think the word is masculine? Masculine. Masculine. Line is order. Line is structure. Line is direction. That's what you provide in your masculine. So then we have the number 9. Didn't I tell y'all about the number 9 earlier today? The number 9 means completion. It means fruitfulness. It means finality. It amplifies. It nurtures. It cultivates. Feminine. So, if you're operating in the line and not the 9, hey, that's why you keep, if you in the 9, you're going to get the line. But if you in the line, you're going to get the 9. I'm just telling you. Just want you. I just want you to get that. I just want you to understand that. Just want you to grasp that little concept real quick. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So if you're operating from the 9, you're gonna always see a line. If you're operating from a line, you're gonna always catch the 9. That's the best way I can tell you on that. Okay? So when you are operating from the line, you block the polarity of you getting line. You're gonna get the 9. So that's just what that is. All right. So number 3, shift the pattern at core. Okay. Shift the pattern at core, because again, you're operating from a state of a pattern, right? So the real work isn't in dating strategies, which is why none of the dating strategies that these coaches online give you work, because it's not really about that. And you're not really in a space to really like apply these strategies, because it's not about that. It's about shifting your belief that love is hard, love is unsafe, love is something that you have to earn. When you change the belief, the pattern collapses. It breaks down. It breaks down to the ground. Those are the 3 ways of how you rewire. Safety first, stop over giving and start receiving, shift the pattern at core. If this hit home for you, okay, then I got something else. All right. If you realize that you have been, how can I say this? If you've been running love through the wrong wiring because you haven't reprogrammed yourself from childhood, then I have something for you. I have a class that's happening on the 27th. It's $111. Yes, you can get a client firm and afterpay. The class is called Love and the Nervous System, Love and Magnetism. Okay. And we're going to be breaking down the magnetism. So these are the things that we're going to be breaking down in this class to be able to do this entire rewire work that you need. Okay. I am going to, number 1, elevate you in a space of understanding your self concept, which is the foundation of your love life. What you believe about yourself is what you receive when it comes down to yourself. The second thing is we're going to work on the aspects of the nervous system. That section is called the regulator, okay, of what feels safe to receive. A lot of us don't understand our nervous systems, and we don't know when we're safe and when we're not safe. And when we feel certain things, we like doubt ourselves, and we doubt ourselves because we were taught growing up to doubt our voice, or you just tripping, you crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, you small. And we've allowed that to become our programming, so we don't speak. And not only do we not speak, but we don't, most importantly, we don't listen. We don't listen. Okay. And because of that, we miss it. We absolutely miss it. So in this masterclass, I'm going to break down the full core, but I want to pull it up because I have that on my computer. So you get a clear understanding of everything that is going to be in this space. So the first thing that I need you to be clear on and know that we're going to be talking about in this class, Love and Magnetism. Love and Magnetism, the science of attraction, emotional safety, and feminine magnetism. These are the things that we're going to cover. Part 1. Okay. Um, the science of attraction and feminine energy. Part 2, the nervous system and love, why safety, emotional regulation, and alignment determine your love life. How to break attraction blocks, the subconscious patterns within your mind that keep you stuck, and how to actually shift them. Okay. The feminine magnetism code, which is something that I created, that a lot of my clients have supported, have used. One in particular, I have a client who had a really bad engagement break off when she first came to me, and she was trying to figure out how to navigate that and what to do next. I used the feminine magnetism code to be able to support her and to show her how to fully show up and unearth her essence. And because of that, now she dates very high caliber men that meet the experience of what she's looking for. I also have in their course that we're going to go over the love reset framework. This is a step-by-step guide on how you're going to rewire your body and your mind for deep, lasting connection. But that is going to start with yourself. Okay. So I'm going to go into all of these things. Okay, there you go. I'm going to go into all of these things. Let me be very clear when I say this. This is not a dating strategy class. Just like I told you, this live is not about dating. This is about rewiring your entire energy, your identity, and your attraction field. Okay. So that love actually flows to you without you having to do this, struggle for it, or even chase it. That's what this is for. Okay. So if you're done repeating the same patterns and you want to break those toxic cycles and you're ready for a shift in how you attract and what you attract, then this is your reset. You can click the link in the bio to get access. No, it's actually happening on the 27th of February. So it's happening next week. It is 111. You can get it with client on firm and afterpay. You can click the link in the bio. And when I get off here within an hour, once you purchase, you get an email. The class is going to be 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you purchase the course, yes, you do get a replay of it, and you will have replay access to it. So if you want to get it and you know that you're not going to be able to be there, you can click the link in the bio and still get it. You still will get access to it. It's going to be in a very, very powerful class because you need to understand the science of things. You need to understand the science behind yourself, and how you operate and how you attract. Society is really good at painting the picture of the artsy side of attraction and like glamoring yourself up. But they're not really getting to the core, which is why you keep repeating the same scenarios by attracting the same type of people in the form of friends and even lovers that continue to dishonor you and disrespect you or not give you what it is that you feel like you deserve. Okay. A lot of us think that we are matches for something that we're not. And so when you want something, you have to allow yourself to become an energetic match for it so that you can receive it. Again, be love so you can receive love, because that way you can hold love. But if you're not being loved, you ain't finna see love, and you doggone sure ain't gonna be able to hold it, which is why you keep going through these patterns. So if you want to correct that, you're going to have to get to the root of things. And the way you get to the root of things, you can click the link in the bio, grab your ticket. I promoted it last Friday. Valentine's Day was the first day. So many people already got tickets. So make sure you click the link in the bio to get your tickets, because once they're done, they're done. Once they're done, they're done. So make sure you click the link in the bio to be able to get access to that. That is everything for today. What questions do you guys have for me? I'm going to take maybe a couple of questions because I got to get out here. But what questions do you guys have for me? Charlene, I got to go eat. Did I eat something this morning? Hold tight. I had to think. Drink some water. I'm in Canada. I take Canadian. I have a client that's in the UK. I love Canada, by the way. Absolutely. If I had my way, I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but if I had my way, I would live in between Toronto and Niagara. That's how much I love Canada. I need to be on both ends of that. I'm one of those type of people that need to live in between city, in between water, country, all that type of stuff. So you should be able to click the link in the bio and still be able to get it. Because I have clients all over the world: Australia, Canada, UK. So you should be totally fine. Are you? I love Niagara. Oh, Niagara was my favorite. I'm a water girl, so I love like being near, like, it's just, Niagara was so peaceful to me. It was just a really peaceful experience. I love Niagara. So I definitely let you know when I come back. I feel like I have childhood trauma that just messes up my love life. We all have childhood trauma that could mess up our love life. The thing is, are you going to continue to allow that to change the pattern? Change the pattern by elevating in the programming. It's nothing different than what your phone does every single month. When it says, hey, we're going to upgrade the programming, it's pushing in new programming so it can the phone can run off the new programming, and the old programming can cease to exist. Excuse me, voila. Um, Let me see. Girl, I'm gonna block you because you feel like playing. And I don't feel like making an example. I made an example last week already. So I'm just gonna block you because you're not gonna get on my nerves with the ridiculous questions about your hair and makeup. Like, please. Please and good night. The road is very. I'm working, but listening to them is very informative. Very powerful. Thank you for the gems. You're welcome. I hope you utilize them. Don't let these fall on deaf ears. Actually get their work. Even if you don't come to my class, which I recommend you come to my class, because I promise you. Now, this is the thing. This the only class. Now, y'all know I don't be doing nothing about no love stuff. Y'all be wanting me to talk about it so tough because my clients get results. But I don't like talking about it because that's all you like to focus on. But what I will tell you is, if you're getting this information and it is implemented, because don't come back to me no questions about it. Because I'm going to send you right back. I'm going to send you right to this course. Because a lot of women are not victims. A lot of women are volunteering for experiences, and y'all be pissing me off because y'all don't want to do nothing different. And I don't want to hear the whining.
And truthfully, a lot of the dating coaches really don't want to hit a whining, which is why they charge y'all as much as they charge y'all, because they know y'all ain't finna do nothing for real. Most people ain't gonna do nothing for real. The women that come to work with me actually get results though. The ones that put the work in. Um, Let me see. Or knowing that you possess certain qualities and attributes that are beneficial for you, but not knowing how to use them and how to show up. This is why it's very important to get in deep relationship with the one that created you. So if you don't know how and the way you should show up, then I always tell people, get the Wealth Alchemist Guide to Success, which is 222. There's a course in there called Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. That masterclass is going to teach you how to become very rooted in your relationship with the one that created you. You need to be able to hear clearly what your next move is. If you don't know what your next move is, you either are not listening or there's some things blocking that you cannot hear. And sometimes we need to deconstruct our perception and deconstruct what we think we know about the one that created us and about ourselves, and like get a fresh clean slate. And so that course teaches you not only how to do that, and then the next course in that bundle teaches you basically how to reset your magnetism so you can stop magnetizing the things you don't want and start magnetizing the things you do want. And then the third installment of that is it teaches you how to practice wealth alchemy by understanding your nervous system so that you can continue to create cash flow. So you get deeper in your relationship with the creator, you get in alignment with your clocks internally, and then you turn around and create cash flow for yourself. Win, 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 my love. You can get it with Client Affirmative Afterpay. It is $222. Met a good guy, but concerned because all three wives passed away. Baby, I would be asking the Most High about that. I ask the Most High about everybody anyway. But that's a little heavy. I don't know about that. I don't know how I would feel about that. So I strongly recommend that you tune into your creator and really start asking some questions. It's a little heavy. I would have so many questions. How, time, how long were you met? Yeah. And I don't even feel like asking all them questions. You're welcome. How do I know if I'm succumbing to an emotional experience? And when if you're being controlled by it, if you make actions solely out of your emotions, if you can't pause for a second and make a decision out of logic, if you don't know how to regulate yourself to be able to process what's going on so you can make a proper decision, you are succumbing to your emotions. If you are blaming, saying I can't help the way I feel, you are succumbing to your emotions, because you definitely can help how you feel, help the way you feel. Most people don't realize that, but you can. I've taught a multitude of women how to do so, including myself. I definitely received results from my class. Sure did. That's Delilah. Delilah got like 10 clients within 9 days after taking that class, and she was having a hard time getting clients beforehand. So that Wealth Alchemist bundle guide to success is that girl. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off here because I have got to go get me something to eat because I feel it. I hope that y'all have an amazing day. This live will go up on my YouTube channel. Make sure that you click the link in the bio to subscribe. I will be back in the morning to teach emotional intelligence like I do every Tuesday. Well, Tuesdays up until the end of March. I'm teaching an emotional intelligence series. If you want to prepare for that, make sure you click the link in the bio and get your syllabus as well as get your emotional intelligence workbook. The emotional intelligence workbook is $37. The syllabus is free, okay? If you want to implement the work, you're going to get the workbook. If you just want to sit online, clap and snap fingers and do all of that, that's cool. I ain't asking you for that. I want you to get your work done. So if you really about their life and get your work, make sure you get your workbook. Because emotional intelligence is one of those things you have to implement. So you have to do that work, okay? All right, y'all. I'm gone. I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing day. A magnetic Monday. Peace, peace, peace.